Hi everyone and welcome to today's live business masterclass. I'm Kevin Gallagher from MPC and I'm really glad to join you because in this session I'm going to explore a really powerful model called the 6 levels of service. It's a simple model, but it's an incredibly effective way to understand where your business currently stands when it comes to customer service and more importantly how to take it to the next level. So you're going to discover what separates average service from the kind of experiences that customers remember, they talk about, and they come back time and time again for. So I'm going to walk you through each of the 6 levels, show you how to recognize them in your own business, and then give you some practical examples of how you can move up the levels. Now, by the way, by the end of this session, you not only have a clearer picture of what transformative service looks like, but you'll have also a framework that you can share with your team to help you raise standards, strengthen the loyalty of your customers, and boost your customer retention and your profits. Now, as I go through the presentation, what I'd love you to do is think about where does your business sit right now on the service scale, and where would you like it to be? Give yourself a goal for the level you'd like it to be consistently at. All right then, so what I need to do is I need to get myself out of the way and bring up a presentation to make life easier for you so you can actually visualize and see the 6 levels as we go through each one of them together. So can someone please let me know in the chat when you can see the presentation? I really love a good quote, and this one from Sam Walton really resonates with me because it gets to the heart of this whole customer service philosophy. Now, a lot of people think the reason that people leave them and go to another business is because they've been offered a better price. But that's true in less than 10% of cases. And the real reason that people switch alliances is because of something called perceived indifference. Now, in a survey, it was shown that nearly 70% of people state the reason they went elsewhere is their perception is that the business didn't care about them. Now the 6 levels of service fixes that because we tend to see customer service that we give through our own eyes. We did things on time, we met the contractual terms, etc. But that doesn't speak about it from the customer's perspective. And the 6 levels of service gives us that. It's a way of finding out what is their perception, what's their experience about the service that we're providing. And the 6 levels of service is also a language and a way of looking and understanding things from the customer's point of view. And we're not going to start off at the bottom where you'd think we would do, but we'll come back to that shortly. Instead, I want to start out with the step you'd be at if you do what you said you're going to do and fulfill the conditions of satisfaction in the contract. Now, we call that standard. And standard is customer satisfaction. But satisfaction is not good enough if you want to survive in business nowadays. Before we look at the levels that we should be aiming for, let's just look at the lower levels to which you never want your service to drop. If you do the minimum, you get the job done, that's tolerated. It's not particularly a good experience for the customer. They're not likely to come back. They're less likely to go away and tell positive stories about you. And it could be that you were late. It could be that your people weren't polite. It could be that the customer had to chase you or chase their order or chase for an update. And those are the types of things that customers don't expect to have to do. If we go below that, then you violated the legitimate minimum expectation. You haven't kept your service promises, and that level is damaging, where you haven't even delivered the bare minimum. For me, this is rogue trader territory. And if you're delivering at that level, you could well end up becoming a TV star for all the wrong reasons. And if you think about it, that's not a place you want to be in the hearts and minds of any of your customers. So now let's leap up the steps to above standard, where you serve somebody the way they like it, the way they hope for service to be provided, the way they prefer, the way they value service. Now, the big distinction here is you're providing the same outcome for all your customers, but the way you're serving them is the way they prefer to be served. So you can't say this is the way we do things around here and have that equate to everyone's going to get the same service the way they value it, because what you need to notice is that valued is not in your world, it's in their world. And then we have the fifth level of service, which is called memorable. It's when you do something unexpected and they like it. Now, for the customer, it's a bit like getting an unexpected gift. The challenge with this one is not everybody values the same thing. And what smart business owners realise is they need to understand and get out their way to discover how the individual customer wants to be served, and then go one step beyond that. So the final level, which is where you blow them away. It's where service is unbelievable. It's wow, it's outstanding, it's transformative. And customers can't wait to tell the people about it. They'll write and tell stories about it. And this is the level of service at which it becomes possible for you to have a referral-based business. Now, one really important distinction I want you to become aware of about these 6 levels of service, and that is they're not fixed. They're not a set of steps, really. They're not a set of stairs. They're an escalator. And it's an escalator that's always going down, which means the thing that you did that was transformative is only transformative the first time you do it. If you do it again, it might be a bit memorable. Then you do it again, it becomes what they value. You do it again, it becomes standard. Eventually, it just becomes tolerated, and every other business is doing it anyway. And then if you don't do it, you're doing yourself damage. The key to this 6 levels is making clear service promises and then keeping them. Then you make another clear promise and you keep that one again. So that's the 6 levels, and I'm sure you agree it's magic stuff. All right, let me bring myself back on screen and give you another great idea. So you've got to be delivering at least at the valued level. Even better if you can regularly move customers into the memorable and transformative levels, because that's where real loyalty and business growth happen. Now, you might be thinking, Kev, this is just common sense. And you're absolutely right, it is. But here's the challenge. Common sense isn't always common practice. Think about your own experience for a moment. How often do you receive service that's at the valued level or above? Well, my guess is it doesn't happen too often. And that's the opportunity that we all have right there. That is the opportunity. You don't have to be transformative all the time. What matters most is consistency, doing that little bit extra day after day, because those small, thoughtful actions compound over time into something that's far greater than the sum of their parts. I just want to give you one more perspective for you to think about before I wrap up on this one. So we've looked at the 6 levels in terms of how we serve our customers, but the exact same model, put your teeth in, Kev, applies to how we serve each other inside the business. So let's walk through what that might look like. The damaging level of service would happen when team members speak harshly, they blame others for mistakes, or they refuse to help. This will lead to trust quickly breaking down. Frustration will spread, morale will drop, and customers will be able to sense the tension. As a result of that, productivity is going to suffer, people will leave or they'll stay but be disengaged, and the business will be leaking energy and profit. Tolerated service would be when people do the bare minimum for their colleagues. You hear things like, well, that's not my job. Requests are met with sighs or slow responses, and a team tends to become siloed. small problems grow and customers feel that disconnection, the culture turns into one that's transactional, not caring. The standard level of service would be where everyone's polite, does what's required, work gets done, but there's no spark, no genuine care, no genuine collaboration. On the surface, things seem fine, but innovation and enthusiasm are missing. And the customers get average service because internal energy is only average. Valued service is where you start to notice positive change. Team members look out for each other, they share ideas, and they celebrate small wins. They respect, support, and have a positive intent. So the energy lifts, problems get solved faster, and customers notice the difference, and everything feels a bit smoother and more human. Now, memorable service, or the memorable level service, is where colleagues surprise each other with help and encouragement, or small acts of appreciation. They're able to communicate openly and lift one another during the tough days. This culture radiates out to the customers. They feel it too, because engagement climbs, absenteeism drops, and the brand becomes stronger from the inside out. And transformative is the ultimate level, where teams operate with deep trust, a shared purpose, and genuine care. Everyone owns the vision, and everyone else others succeed. And that's a place where innovation thrives, customer experiences seamless service, and shareholders see lasting results. And the business becomes a place where people want to work and customers want to stay. So, let me ask you, if the way we serve our customers is a reflection of how we serve each other, what level of service is happening inside your business right now? Because the ripple effect is real. The way your team treats each other touches everything. The culture, your customers, your shareholders, and ultimately your bottom line. So great internal service creates great external service. Okay, in tomorrow's live, we're going to take this a step further and explore something called the customer walk, a simple yet powerful way to map every step your customers take when they interact with your business. Because when you truly see your business through your customers' eyes, you'll uncover friction points you didn't even know existed, and opportunities to make their experience smoother, more enjoyable, and far more profitable for you. Now, it's one of the most transformative exercises I've ever used with clients, and I can't wait to share it with you. So thanks for joining me today. If you found this helpful, give it a like, share it with someone who you know is going to get value from it, and tell me in the comments what level of service you think your team is delivering at, both inside and out. I'll see you tomorrow for the customer walk. It's going to be a good one, so you don't want to miss